Hello, everybody. My name is Kazm Vulfhart, aka King Kazm, whatever you want to call me, and welcome back to Pokemon Violet, the Bug-type Gym Leader Run. We have to talk to you. Tell me. The cursed treasures, the 4 Pokemon of Ruin. They exist! Really? Couldn't have figured that out myself. And I stumbled upon the truth in the newspaper of all places, in an interview piece with a carpenter no less. Sacred stakes to steal these treasures in ruin in shrines. There is a separate shrine for each of the 4 Pokemon, and 8 stakes driven into the ground. We've actually dealt with those in the past. In the surrounding areas, each keeping the shrine power. Surrounding each shrine, keep the power of ruin at bay. Yeah, see, we've dealt with that before. In other words, if all the stakes are for a given shrine are to be removed, it would release the Pokemon held inside. Don't you think it would be nice to free those Pokemon from the confines of the tiny little shrines? No. That's a bad idea. They want to... This is why I feel like this woman is, villainous. You can choose for yourself whether to believe me or not, but I will mark the locations of the shrines on your map. That's a great marking on my map. She skips classes to go on freaking adventurous expeditions. Director, why did you hire this woman? No, director, seriously, why'd you hire this woman? So the first shrine is actually right here. I think we've been here before. Yes. And this whole ordeal is a lot easier to do once you've beaten all the Titans. Because then you have full access to, wandering around. Technically speaking, if you do this after you beat the DLC for Indigo Disc... This looks exceptionally ominous, and she wants us to open it. Okay. But once you beat the Indigo Disc, you gain the ability to fly around, and it's just a lot easier to deal with. So she said the surrounding area. What's happening? Stop lagging like that. Is there one out on this island? Wait, is this the island I had to look for Lugia in my Scarlet version? I think it might be. There's a person out here! It wasn't! There is straight up a person out here. Did you... What? Okay, I'm curious. Fight me! Is there a woman named Miriam working at your school? Since she and I once worked together. Miriam. Nayara. Was Miriam the... Is Miriam the gym teacher? Wish Amazon would have stopped asking me about that. I ordered something and they really want my survey. Seems you're getting a good education. Miriam. Oh, she's the nurse! I didn't... I should have known that, but my memory is garbage sometimes. But see, if you've played a Pokemon game for as long as I've played Pokemon... I didn't even see you. You're ugly. But I haven't played Pokemon... Or I've played Pokemon for... since it came out in 1996. I didn't really take a break, I just kept playing it. I didn't really have anybody to play with, but I just played it on my own. I've learned from years of playing the game that there's always some form of secret or something hidden away in the game, and you just gotta know where to find it. There's one. I don't know how many I've taken out over here. I'm so glad I can see it. Don't attack me. It's raining. You want to leave me alone. Thank you! But, yeah, it's... No, stop chasing me. Go back to walking around like a normal dude. Walk. Walk, damn you. Croagunk walks so weird. It threw me off when I first saw that that's how he walked, and I'm just like, why? But they always add some form of secret to the game. Like something you got to go out of your way to look at, and it almost always has something to do with something in the game itself that it's in. So like, she had to deal with Miriam, but she was so far out of the fucking way. Yes, I'm past the 3-minute mark. That you wouldn't have known she was there if you didn't search. And a lot of game developers actually do that a lot, and it's really cool, but at the same time, like, depending on what it is, it's really annoying. So an example like that alone is the fact that it went... Yeah. The fact that there was a connection to Miriam's past hidden away on a small island that literally would require somebody to be bored out of their mind and exploring the map, or to just see it and be like, what is this? That's a decent secret. That's a decent, oh, I want to learn about this. Not I want to learn about this. Sorry, the Axew distracted me and I didn't pay attention to what I was saying. But it's a, I want to explore this. Why do I want to, or what's here? So you explore it, you find out what's there, and you're just like, oh, interesting, okay. But if it were like, say, a game-changing, or game, like the only way you can beat the game is to find this secret item, then it becomes stupid. But it's only stupid because it's only, or it becomes slightly stupid. It becomes extremely stupid if there's no reference to it whatsoever. Like, if a game references a key item in the game and gives some form of hint as to where it is, then that's not bad. There's another one. Run your pockets. Okay, fine. I'll remove this thing that I very clearly can't see. My dog is having dreams. Oh, come on. There you are. Run your pockets. Pardon me 1 second. He was having a nightmare, so I had to gently wake him up. I think he's still having the nightmare. I will spare you guys your ears. Give me 1 second. So glad I got this mic with the ability to shut itself off. Although hopefully that won't screw up my recording. I doubt it will. I've been doing it a lot recently, so... But, you know, if a key item is referenced or hinted at somewhere, like in books or something like that, that's understandable. A lot of older games did that. And it was also how you got the lore of the games and stuff like that. So that's fine. I enjoy that kind of stuff. And obviously, depending on... Depending on how well they do the... I was seeing if I could climb up the lighthouse the easy way. I could not. But no, if it's not referenced in any way, shape, or form, if you have no idea it exists, if there's literally no reason to experience it other than to just explore the region, and it's a very important key piece of lore or something like that, not as good a game design, especially if it's like main game. An example, since I've already beaten the game in my Scarlet version and I've already shown you guys my Scarlet version, I'll reference it here. I don't think there's a thing in here, is there? Would there be? I don't know. I'll worry about it later. If it's in here, I will find it. But, regardless, going back to my statement, you've got what is essentially supposed to be a, like, finalizing piece of lore for the game. I didn't even see you. You're so small and tiny. But it's a finalizing piece for the game. And what that finalizing piece is Professor Toro or Sada, depending on your game, traveling through time while you have Terrapagos in your party. And you go to the Crystal Pool in Kitakami. Now, it was referenced in the Kitakami DLC, the Teal Mask, that the Crystal Pools have something to do with Terra Energy. And that we find out Terrapagos is Terra Energy. It's a living embodiment of Terra Energy. So, aha, here we go. Run your pockets. So, very obviously, you have... This was 3, but I think I pulled out 4 total. I can't remember. I'm going to count it as 3. That way I don't screw anything up. But Terrapagos, Terra Energy, makes sense. So it would make sense that something would happen if you took Terrapagos over to the Crystal Pools. The issue is, not a whole lot of people think like that. Some people, a good chunk of people do. Not everybody does. It's also not referenced or anything like that. I'm not saying that a game needs to run your pockets. A game needs to run your pockets. I'm not saying that a game needs to, like, hold your hand entirely. Sun and Moon did that so much to the point that it's absolutely one of my least favorite games of the Pokemon series. I love the Pokemon designs. I love the region designs. Holy crap. Do not hold my hand throughout the entire game. Like, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, you're still getting tutorial level advice like in the end game. I think Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon fixed it a little bit, but still, it was a lot. It was... Holy crap, it was so bad. But... The problem I have with the Terrapagos event, where you bring your pockets, is just that it's so... I had to be told about it, for one. I had to be told to take Terrapagos there. That's what... I had to be told that. The only thing that would make me go over there, regardless of whether or not I had Terrapagos in my party, and there's no guarantee that I would have them in my party, is a raid den. And maybe that's what they were hoping for, is that people would go there while about to encounter a raid den. But it's not a good thought process on their part. Another big example is the Pecharunt. If y'all remember the Pecharunt thing, the epilogue for the DLC, the total DLC. I have no problem with there being an epilogue to DLC at all. It's great, especially if it ties everything in. The issues I have with it are as follows. Number one, hey, run your pockets. Number one, it didn't connect anything. It gave Arvin, Penny, and Nimona a reason to fly to Kitakami and meet Kirin. That's all it did. That's pretty much all it did, and it gave you stronger fights between the three of them, which you probably would get anyways with the advanced battle tournament thingy. Run your pockets. So obviously, I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, I'm a big fan of the tougher battles. I do enjoy the fact that, like, oh hey, you get to see other characters in a region that they're not normally in. I'm fine with that, but like if it's advertised as tying everything together, no, you tie it together with one reason or another. I didn't fully understand that Pecharunt was a rival to my brain stopped working. Ogerpon until I actually read about it. And yes, they had its image. They had Pecharunt's image in the initial Ogerpon story, but it's missable, and you can't go back and look at it without looking it up on the internet. Which that's a Pokemon thing in general. It doesn't have a gallery system, so that makes sense. But it's annoying because, like, oh, hey, I want to see if this actually was a thing. I'm going to go, oh, wait. I can't go back and look at it. Even though I want to. The other thing I have a big issue with is how the Pokemon Company handled it. So, for those of you that don't know, the Pecharunt epilogue was introduced as a free, for a short time, a free mystery gift DLC. Not a DLC, it was a mystery gift. Now, I have no problem with mystery gifts. That's been a Pokemon staple for a long time. Of getting a mystery gift that allows you to travel to a undisclosed location or a previous location, like, for example, Celebi, and getting rare Pokemon that you haven't had before. That's normal. It sucks. It sucks because when I was a kid, I didn't get to go to those distribution events. Namely because I didn't even know they existed. I had no way of knowing they existed because they weren't advertised on TV. They weren't advertised very well on the internet because back then the internet was still growing. And it was me missing out on a bunch of Pokemon. Like a bunch of rare Pokemon. And that makes me upset. Run your pockets. I can just barely see the stake this time. Nope, now I can't see it. This has got to be like the worst they've done for something like that. Seriously. Like somebody programmed it in to have the camera go behind the player's back, and it did not account for the height of Miraidon and Koraidon. Like that wasn't. I don't think that was an accidental thing. Like if it was an accidental thing, it was a oversight on their end. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So the reason I have an issue with the way they distributed it is because now I think you have to buy it, which kind of fair. I'm not a huge fan of proprietors of anything making it free temporarily and then charging money for it afterwards. With the DLC, I kind of give it a pass because of the fact that they know, at least the company that made it knows people are going to want to get the DLC for one reason or another. They just know that because it's been a thing since they started making the games. Like, they do have their popularity to go off of. That doesn't give them an excuse to make shitty DLC, but you know what I mean. What I mean by that issue is that it's more of an issue with that concept in general. It's just, oh, I'm seeing my game is very popular. I'm going to start charging for it. That's kind of a dick move, in my opinion. I'm going to show you guys something really cool. So this is how you basically tell how many you have gotten. Since there are 8, for every 2 that you remove, you lose a chain. Also, what is keeping this thing up? Also, since I have removed at minimum 4, but no more than 5, 2 chains are missing. But yeah, no, when I see a dev make a game and it's popular, and then very shortly after they make it cost a decent chunk of money, in my opinion, if you are an indie dev creator, anywhere between 10 and 30 is pushing it, but I will give 30 a pass, is a decent amount to charge for a game of yours. Especially if it's popular, because you know what, you deserve it. You worked hard on the game, and you deserve to get paid for it. Don't charge $60 for it, because that's just, you're no better than a AAA game developer, in my opinion, in that regard. I am not saying indie game developers shouldn't be paid. Indie game developers should definitely be paid for their hard work. Because 9 times out of 10, indie game developers are not working with a team. They are working by themselves. That's why they're called indie. Because it's individual. And I am a huge fan of indie game devs. I want to play more of their games, but unfortunately it requires money and me being able to understand how to search on Steam, and I haven't taken the time to learn because I'm lazy. I'm lazy, okay? I've got other stuff to do. For right now. I'll figure it out later. But no. It's when a game dev, a small game dev especially, makes a game, they see it's popular, and then they start charging $60 for it after having it be free for like a month. Like that's an exaggeration. It's a drastic exaggeration. But that's the kind of stuff I get irritated by. Like, yeah, you made a popular game and a lot of people like it, but you would keep better faith if you did have to put a price tag on it by putting a price tag that made sense. Like, for me, a big example for that is fucking shoes. Shoes shouldn't cost fucking $60 for a decent pair that don't break within a month. But no, that's you pay for what you get. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Why am I paying for like 80% labor costs? Not labor costs. It's mostly freaking transportation costs because most companies will do it. Will make the shoes overseas and then ship it over to America and then sell it for an exorbitant amount of price because that's cheaper. It's not cheaper. Part of the issue is that freaking CEOs want to put as much money of the money they make into their own pockets. I got off my soapbox now. But I'm also still not done with the freaking Petrorent bullshit. The biggest reason that it gets me, I don't use Twitter or X. I'm going to point that out right now. I don't use Twitter or X. Period. Whatever you want to call it. The reason I don't use it is because it is so toxic, and it just got, like, it was okay-ish for a while there, but then 2014 rolled around, and if you all know what I'm talking about, you all know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm sorry, I'm not getting into it here. But what happened in 2014, was it 2014 or was it 2016? It might have been 2016. No, it was 2016 because it's every 4 years. Okay. 2016 happened. Yes. Maybe it was 2012. No, it wasn't 2012. I'm pretty sure it was 20. I'm pretty sure it was 20. I have to think. I am pretty sure it was 20... I'm looking it up now. It was 2016. I knew it was. I just forgot who all was involved. So 2016 happened, and the internet was essentially just one big dumpster fire, with Twitter and Facebook being the biggest, I don't want to word this. They were the worst to be at for me, because all it was just constant negativity. Everybody was at each other's throats. I absolutely hated it. That's why I was never on Twitter or X to begin with, because I just didn't feel like getting on it. But I was on Facebook a decent amount. But now I'm off Facebook. Now I'm off Twitter. I'm still stressed to high heaven, but at least it's not about those anymore. But because of how everything went down, I was avoiding those like the fucking plague. And I probably should eventually get on there and like have my own channel. My only issue is running that would be annoying for me, just because of how I am. I don't know. We'll see how the next few years go. We'll see how good I get on YouTube. We'll see if I need a way to get my viewers' attention for videos and streams and stuff. We will see, but Pokemon, the Pokemon Company, I think it was the Pokemon Company's official Twitter, it was either the Pokemon Company or Nintendo, either one, decided that they were going to announce as pretty much the only way to inform anybody on Twitter. Maybe they also did it on Facebook, but like I said, I'm not on those. But they basically announced on Twitter only, in my experience, it was Twitter only. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, politely correct me in the comments. How to activate the Pokemon DLC epilogue. There was no YouTube video. There was no, as far as I'm aware, Facebook notification. It was literally just Twitter. So, of course, me not being on it, had to be told. Had to look it up. Had to figure out how to activate it. That is not how you run an event. That is like me going out of my way to make a global event, or at least a countrywide event, for a charity event, and then announce its location in one town's local newspaper. It doesn't work. Yes, I'm aware a lot of people are on Twitter, a lot of people saw it. Not everybody does. Not everybody did. A lot more people are going to be mostly on stuff like YouTube than they are on Twitter, in my opinion. But that is more than likely not a true statement. But to me, it is, because, once again, I'm more on YouTube, obviously, than I am on Twitter. There's no music up here, and it is so unnerving, and I hate it. But genuinely speaking, it's very difficult to justify them using only Twitter. They have an official website that people check. And if somebody would be so kind as to, like, double check it for me, I checked it a while back and I didn't see anything. I could have missed it. But if somebody could check it for me and let me know if yes or no they did post something about it, that'd be great. If they did, that's great. But using only one news source, in general, is a poor decision for anybody. YouTuber, Facebooker, TikToker, any of that. There are so many ways to get the news out. Like, I get so many Screen Rant spoilers for manga I read, it's not even funny. And the Pokemon Company could have very easily just paid somebody on Screen Rant to be like, hey, here's how you activate the DLC. But yeah, I've rambled on long enough. Let me land here and I'll call it. Oh, hey, I found one. I've still been looking for these stakes, by the way. Okay, so, hang on. Getting off the thing. Camera is facing... Nope, don't you do it. Okay, so... we do that, and... at least I can see that it's a stake. This game company, man. This game company. Anyways, I'm going to call it here. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That we see more content like this in the future. And if you come back on the regular and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. It helps out a ton. I'm greatly appreciative. And if you can share this video with your friends, your family, your favorite group of stakes. No, stakes, not steaks. Remember, it's stakes, not steaks. Thank you. I'd appreciate that as well. And as always, I will see you as we continue our adventures in Pokemon Violet, the Bug-type Gym Leader run. Bye-bye!